The Webby O'Neill channel, and it's match preview, Manchester City versus Manchester United. And I've got to be honest with you, I'm nervous, my stomach's in knots, but I'm really excited and looking forward to this one to see how Erik Ten Hag and the players handle the pressure of Derby Day. Well,
yeah, we're all looking to see how they handle the pressure. To be honest with you, I'm more worried how I handle the pressure. This, to me, this pressure on this derby is bigger than the last couple of derbies I've experienced. I just feel so nervous for this. I worry about it. I also look at Ten Hag and I think to myself, you're changing, you're coming out, you're robust and all that. And then I think to myself about tactics and all that. And I just keep getting worried and nervous about it, but optimistic at the same time.
Yeah, I feel totally the same. I actually wish the game was today, to be honest with you, because if I'm feeling like this over the next 2 days, I might need a drink tonight and tomorrow, maybe after the game as well. But Erik Ten Hag, in his press conference, he did turn around and say, this period is very good for Manchester United. The team is all united. There is a togetherness and we make a good game plan. We will actually prepare well. The players are ready for it. I'm looking forward to the match. I can smell it. So we are all looking forward to the game and really excited. Game plan, he actually says. What could that game plan possibly be? It's got to be something different. Do we agree on that than what we've seen previously?
I think it's just fighting talk. I don't think you'll see anything differently. I hope to see something different. I hope to see a fighting spirit. I hope to see the tactics change. But will it? I don't think so. The fighting spirit, got to be. It's Derby Day. It should be there. Yeah. The commitment, everything. That's what I want to see, me. And I think when he's talking about fighting spirit, I think that's what he means. But tactically, I'm not too sure whether you'll see any change from Wednesday night, from the game against Fulham and all the games previously. I think he just goes out there with a set tactic and that's it. I don't think you'll see any change.
That's why I'm nervous. That's why I've got the knots in my stomach, because I feel he does need to change this one. You know, we did see Ten Hag actually throw a different game plan in away to Liverpool. It was more, let's face it, park the bus.
Maybe that is the only change what's coming, and we have to copy what went on at the Liverpool game and accept what went on, and then just hope for one, maybe 2 chances to try and get back in the game or to win the game. I think that's all you can hope for, because you're playing a Manchester City side. What the word lose isn't often used in the vocabulary of Manchester City at this moment in time. So you might have to endure, and it was an endurance watching that Liverpool game. We might have to endure that again. But hey, so be it. I'll be happy with that, me.
One thing is for sure with these players, and whoever starts comes off the bench, a lot of running's going to have to be done off the ball as well, because this Manchester City team, will actually wear you down. They'll pass it left to right, probing, looking for opportunities where a player does slip up to pass the ball through to them lines up top.
I think what you've got to use the word relentless.
Yeah.
They will be relentless, non-stop coming at you. And to be honest with you, it's going to be very hard for some of our players to keep the concentration on the job, what they're going to do. And I look specifically at Maguire, centre-half. We see him, he goes wandering, he doesn't have 90 minutes concentration in him. He seems to do things where you think, where are you going, what are you doing? Next thing you know, he's out left, but he's got to stick in there.
Maguire's ruled out for this game, so I think it's going to be either Rafael Varane. To be honest with you, though, if you look back to the home game that we played him early on in the season, obviously we got beat 3-0, but you've seen Johnny Evans prefer to Rafael Varane in that game. Do you think he could probably stick Evans in over Lindelof, maybe playing with Varane for this, or do you think it will be Varane and Lindelof?
I think it'll be Varane and Lindelof. You know, I thought Maguire was in there. Sorry about that. You know, just shows you how up to date I am. But hey, no, Lindelof, Varane, to me, they know each other. They know what to do. I thought they were steady the other night at Forest, so that's a good thing. Then I just thought Maguire might be in here. I thought we needed, you know...
It could be a shock. You know, some managers do say that, just to put other managers off the game plan. But let's face it, how much is Harry Maguire going to put Manchester City off their actual game plan, if that is something Erik Ten Hag's looking at? But for me, I would actually prefer Johnny Evans to start this game, to be honest with you, with Rafael Varane.
Well, if listen, I've no arguments about Lindelof and Johnny Evans coming in alongside Varane. No, the only worry I've got with whoever is at centre half is Varane. This is his 3rd game in a week. Very rare do you see that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you might see a problem here during the game where Varane goes down with an injury. So 3 games, very hard for him to have this.
Yeah, so would you put Lindelof left back?
No, I honestly wouldn't. But what you have to do is look at this. City will target that left-back position. Whoever you put there isn't going to be a left-back. They are going to target that. They will just pounce on it, pass the ball around, pull them out, pull them here, pull them there. That's what will happen. So to me, the only option for there is to bring Dalot over. That's the only option for me, to bring Dalot over a left-back. And when you look at it, the centre-half pairing might have to be Johnny Evans and Varane, and bring Lindelof to the right-back. That's how I see it. And then you've got a solid centre-halves, and you've got at least Lindelof doing a decent job instead of having a left-back who's not a left-back.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think with the amount of injuries that we have got, we need players in our natural position for this one. You look at how many left-footers are going to be starting this game, probably none. You know, there's only a possibility of Anthony starting, who'd be a left footer, and he'd be on the right-hand side. So where's the balance to the team? So for me, keep Dalot at the right back, because that's, you know, he's improved.
He's playing well there. I've got to give him that.
So let's stick him and keep him there. And obviously the left-back position is the problem. You know, do we stick with Amrabat like we did see against Nottingham Forest?
Yeah.
For me, he did improve in the second half when he started coming into the midfield area. And I think that obviously midfield area is going to be key for Manchester United, of where that game is won and lost, because, you know, if you're giving too much space there to Rodri, De Bruyne, I mean, this could be a cricket score at half-time, but I don't think it will be. I think if Erik Ten Hag plays a game plan where, me as a fan, I want him to stick, well, to play, and that's keeping McTominay up top, put Rashford out on the left, Garnacho on the right, and like I say, McTominay is like some sort of false 9, Bruno, Casemiro and Mainu in there. I think there's enough legs in there, there's enough creativity in there as well to get the ball forward. Maybe stick it up to Scott McTominay when we do have to go long, when we need to have a breather in the back four, push up the pitch, and maybe see if he can hold the ball up better than what Rashford does. Maybe get some of these knock-ons over to the left or over to the right for Garnacho to get in behind City's defence.
I can't really argue with that. The long ball, McTominay. I can't argue. It's a difficult thing to look at, really, from a tactical point of view. All you can ask for, all I'm asking for, is for United to commit themselves for 90 minutes.
Of course.
And whoever goes out there has to play their heart out. This is going to be one tough game. And you've got to remember as well, from a United fans' point of view, right? You want to put a dent in them trying to win the league. And it'd be a severe dent getting beat by Manchester United. So there's another something to look forward to, something to get you going, something to, like, get behind the team and all that. Put a dent in them. That would make them sick. And I'd be over the moon if we could do that. Tough job.
Yeah, at the moment, there's not really currently any choices you'd like to actually put your name on and pick to actually win the league at the minute, because if it's not City, it could be possibly the Scousers. You don't want that.
No.
You know, there's Arsenal all up there as well, but I still wouldn't prefer them to win the league, etc. So, yeah, that's...
We've got them to come, though, Arsenal and Liverpool, so we can put a dent in them. But we'll not worry about who's going to win the league. Yeah. It's one game, it's Derby Day. Let's just do...
Manchester United need to focus on them and what they're doing going into this. You can't be thinking of, you know, this player can do this to you or that player can do that. You know, what the manager's like, you know, he's a top-class manager, but, you know, there shouldn't be any worries here for the United players. Go in there, stick to the game plan and play as a team. Forget all this individual stuff, you know, trying to do this, make yourself look great. Work as a team. Run off the ball, make them runs where you know you're not going to get the ball out wide, just to drag some of their players out wide where they don't want to be, to help your other teammates get into certain positions to create attacks. A lot of running's going to have to be done off the ball, and it's whether some of these Man United players have got it in them to do it.
Well,
and there's going to be no hiding place on Sunday. Well, the eye test will be there for everyone to see.
Well, there's going to be no hiding place. I just worry about Erik Ten Hag getting asleep the night before, because I'm that worried. I don't think I'm going to have a decent sleep until this game's over, because I am proper worried, nervous, excited
Yeah.
and right up for it. So it's got me this game. It's got me more than it normally does, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure around
Everything.
the players.
Maybe
Eric
this
Ten
is Jim
Hag.
Ratcliffe and all the change there, because they'll be looking at this game. They'll be looking at how much it means to certain players, whether you've got the commitment or anything. And if you don't show the commitment in a derby day, you know, your rivals there, Manchester City down the road, then it's saying a lot about your character and your commitment to this football club. Yeah. So I think Brailsford, Ineos, Ratcliffe, all them will be looking at this, and I think the players are under the microscope bigger than at any time, to be honest.
Yeah, I totally agree. And whether United have got the strongest starting 11 out or any other team around Europe, we all know Manchester City can hurt you. They can kill a game off in a matter of minutes. It could be finished off before half-time. But like you keep saying there, and I totally agree, and a lot of you are saying in the comments, it's about commitment. It's about fight. It's about a bit of pride in the shirt.
Fight.
You know, there's a lot of people out there who'll be going into work on Monday, or the kids going into school on Monday. You know, and if we do get beat, you know the banter with the football. We all do.
Yeah.
And you want to be the one that's smiling going into work and stuff like that. It's not, but sometimes...
No, it's not banter.
Well, I'm saying banter because I can't say the words of what I do on camera.
No,
because there might be some kids watching.
It's horrible.
But at the same time, we just want to have a bit of pride in it.
Yeah,
we want to see a performance where we think to ourselves, look, no matter what, well, not no matter what the scoreline is, but if you just see us hanging in there, keeping in until 90 minutes fighting, it can be a little bit more positivity than going forward into the next games that we've got, because, you're looking a couple of weeks' time, is it 3 weeks' time? We've got Liverpool in the Cup.
Yeah, but
another massive game.
Yeah, listen, I want to see in this game the commitment, the fight, we all do, right? But I also want to see United at some point being able to take it to City. We have to have a couple of chances. I don't think there'll be many chances. City don't often give many chances away, whoever you are. So it's important that if we get 2 chances, we took them away. That has to be, you've got to take your chances. I'll be very disappointed when them chances come up if we don't take them.
Yeah. 2 chances. I think we might need more than that, to be quite honest with you. But I do get what you mean. Whatever chances we do get, got to be clinical, whoever's actually got them chances. Ten Hag has been, he's come out fighting, actually, to be fair, for Bruno Fernandes. Unfair criticism, not getting protected by the referees. Are you on side with that?
He's got to come out fighting for his players, protect them and all that. I think he's coming out more and more lately. I think something is going on in the background, encouraging him to stick up for your players, fight for them. The media's at you. Well, the media is at its height at the moment against Manchester United. It's understandable. Seen it before in my lifetime. And what you have to do is come out fighting. I think you have to do what Fergie did. He just come out straight at him. You're banned. You know, the media from the press conferences. Ten Hag did it the other week to a couple of them. He's coming out now defending his players, and that's the right thing to do. Listen, at the end of the day, he's defending Bruno. You know out there, and I know, at times he irritates you with the amount of time he spends on the floor, with the amount of times he's waving his arms and that. And it's a matter of, Bruno, forget all that. Just get on with the game, And when he does get on with the game, you see a good Bruno, right? But lately, it's come back in. And the media's jumped on it. Other people have jumped on it. Eric Ten Hag's now backing him. Yes, he goes on the ground a lot. He gets touched a lot. And he does get tackled. And he gets tackled more than most people. And he does exaggerate it sometimes. But, hey, the manager's backing him. We're backing him. And at the end of the day, when you look around football, they're all doing it.
I think Ten Hag's more than aware as well what game's coming up this week as well, going into the derby. And It could be, a case of mind games going into this one. With the fouls, City do actually commit, and they're very, very good at it when teams are on the break. These little niggly fouls where they don't normally pick up yellow cards for it. And I do expect maybe Ten Hag's words to have an influence on this game in around Bruno and maybe the fouls that are committed on him, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I think we could maybe see an early yellow card for a City player who commits a foul on him.
I think you've
clearly have to have a strong referee.
No,
I don't know who the referee is for it.
When you talk about referees with Man United, I think you've clearly seen a bias against Manchester United. When you look at Casemiro, the bookings and that, look at Bruno and you look at other players and that, the tackles what have gone in on United players, and a lot of it's been unpunished. And when you see someone doing something which you think, what's going on here? And then they're getting a booking. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you look at Bruno the other night getting strangled. You look at Casemiro, was it last season at home here to Crystal Palace?
That's what I'm saying.
Similar situation.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying to you. It's as though it's gone the other way now. Anything Manchester United do, right, they're not getting anything. So I think the same will be, regardless of, I know what you said, and I agree with you, regardless of what Kieran said there, the referee will be on Manchester City side because they consistently get away with bookings when they stop you trying to break. But hey, let's wait and see. All we can do is just back the team, hope there's full commitment there, and we all get a decent night's sleep on Saturday night. We're up for it.
Yeah, let's hope so.
It's going to be hard.
Unless there's anything that comes to mind, we'll speak later on about the game and finish off. But Marcus Rashford, we didn't do a video yesterday mentioning his interview. No,
we didn't. Let me just interrupt you there. We didn't do an interview on Marcus yesterday because it came up, which Kieran will go on about. But the reason why we didn't do it, right, because I was fuming and I didn't really want to talk about it at that time. We wanted to have time to settle so we could just see and analyse and see if anything else come out. So that's the reason why we didn't do a video yesterday, because I needed time to settle.
Okay, carry on.
No, you talk about him, about what was out there.
Well, obviously he's done the interview.
Yeah.
You know, my first thoughts were, you know, eye-rolling moment, looking at where he's actually doing the podcast. It looks like it's going to be a PR, well, very much PR controlled in certain questions and what he can and can't say. So I do think to myself, well, what's the point in it?
Well, my first thoughts was nauseating. Yeah. 4 minutes I watched. I know there might have been some scripts where you can read and things like that. Well, I wasn't reading anything after that. It was absolutely nauseating. That was my first reaction. My first thought while watching it was, I wonder what Roy Keane would be saying right now watching this. Well, he'd be just turning around and going, there is no need for this. Marcus Rashford, you need to just get on with your football. Commit yourself to the football. Show the fans what you want. That's what you should be doing. Roy Keane would have been embarrassed by this. He would also be turning round, like I would be turning round, right, and thinking, well, when he goes in that dressing room and then players are there looking at him thinking, why have you done that? Why are you talking about you're committed to Man United? When we all know the only commitment you show and you talk about everything is on the field for 90 minutes. And we've not seen that. And he comes out talking about the press, going on about his family and stories and this, that and the other. Manchester United players, since day dot, have been got at and abused by the press constantly. And they're told to ignore it, and players do ignore it, and they show on the pitch what it's all about. There's your commitment. Marcus Rashford is a multi-millionaire, and he's bothered about what people are saying in the press. Absolutely nauseating. Get on with the game, get on the pitch, and show us what you can do. That's how I see it, and I think Roy would have looked at it in sort of the same way. Commit yourself on the pitch and ignore what's said off it. Why is he going on about the press, right? When they're slagging his family, when they're slagging him, when they're slagging everything. You're supposed to ignore that, right? Yeah, of course. That's what you're supposed to do. You're playing for Manchester United. It's expected. Get on the pitch and do it there.
Do you think that's maybe a little bit harmful for him, with him actually being so close to his family in a working relationship where them ties might have to be cut, and, you know, he gets people in and around him who aren't as close to him? Because for him to do that interview and discuss the things he has about his family and how it's affecting him, you know, surely it's not right then going forward, because it doesn't make sense to me, that.
It doesn't. The whole interview doesn't make sense at all. Yeah. Doesn't make sense, especially the time of it on the eve of a derby game. It's baffling. It doesn't make sense because it's just rehashing what we all know. He's talking about people being jealous of what he was doing for feeding the children. Okay, that's madness, right? So the people around him advising him, right, are advising him wrong. He believes that everyone is on the same wavelength as him. That's what he believes. And he's rehashing old things. There was nothing new there. We all know about his family. He spoke about it many, many times. But we've all got problems with family. We've all been grown up. A lot of us have been grown up. I've grown up with 4 brothers and sisters, okay? I used to go to work before I went to school and go to work after school. It was part of life. You got on with it, but you don't bring it up time after time after time, right? He has got big problems, in my opinion, right, when it comes to manning up to what it's all about. A multi-millionaire, right, still carrying on and bringing up about the past and the problems and the hardships and everything. The man should have moved on.
Do you think that's like PR, though, in terms of, you know, the PR people around him pushing it out there that Rashford's still got that connection to his roots of where he was brought up from, so he's more or less still like us fans, and he's not this person like the papers make out that, you know, he's got this Rolls Royce, this a Lamborghini, you know, this expensive watch, house, etc., and he's still like sort of still firmly rooted, you know, to his roots kind of thing, and he's still like...
Look, that's the PR, and that's all that was about, was PR. Yeah. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for... I'm telling you, it will be embarrassing for them players to look him in the eye, because they'll just see it for what it is. They will see it for what it is, PR, and that's exactly what it is. And if you're talking about trying to get back to his roots, okay, well, if he's getting back to his roots, then where he comes from is where I live, in Wythenshawe, right? Then he doesn't know nothing about his roots. He's forgot about his roots. He's forgot who he is, because his roots, right, he wouldn't be driving round, right, if he was living back there, right, in a Rolls Royce. And he's only down the road. Yeah,
I'm not being funny, but if you've got that kind of cash, why not live a good lifestyle, what you're being paid for? You know, the question is, does he actually deserve that salary he's been getting week in, week out? Has his application been good enough? And no, it's not. The eye test tells you that.
That's right.
You look back to performances away to Newcastle. He was saying in that he loves Manchester United, he's committed to the club. He didn't show no commitment whatsoever that day.
No effort,
and he's done it in other games. You know, you look at it,
and that's what it's all about.
You look at his commitment to Manchester United. You know, was you thinking that in a Belfast nightclub? Why are you thinking a ton load of tequila? Do you know what I mean? Where's the commitment there?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, we do all make mistakes, every single one of us. But I'm just thinking, at this point in time, when you're coming up at the week of a derby,
yeah,
what is it you're trying to prove here?
What is it you're trying to say?
What is it you're trying... I don't get it.
No, I don't get it.
I think the time of it's shocking.
Yeah, and you're right, because at the end of the day, it's all about commitment. He's talking about commitment. Well, he's a footballer, and as we've said, he's a highly paid footballer to do one job, and that is to do it on the pitch. And he's not done it on the pitch. And when you mentioned the Newcastle game, I mentioned it. I give up on Marcus Rashford. Everyone what watches this regular knows that. I give up on him on that day. Nobody, right, stands on a football field and watches a player run and you just let him go and you do nothing to chase back. That is not commitment. And he's talking about commitment to his family and everything else like that, and commitment to Man United. He's committed. Well, I'm telling you what, I'll tell you this now. If he calls that commitment, then he's deluded, okay? And for me, I cannot work out why he did that. Because from my point, it was nauseating, and to another point, it was embarrassing. And I think everybody from the outside looking in, inside Manchester United, will be embarrassed by what he did. But he can't see that, and nor can the people around him. But that's my opinion. I think we're all going to have a different opinion on what he did yesterday. But I'm here. I've given my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems around Marcus Rashford, is the people around him, because they're trying to push this PR about a person who's clearly not the person they're trying to, like, push, if you get what I mean. He's not this exceptional world-class footballer they seem to think on the PR side of things. He could be a good lad. I don't know him, never met him in my life. He actually genuinely could be a great lad. We don't know. But the people in and around him are just not good for him, and by the sounds of it, that's his family. I think that's hurting him because of a lot of stuff that's being said about what's going on off the pitch as well. But the way he come out and answered things, for me, it was just all PR controlled, you know, like we said earlier on. What about that Newcastle game? A lot of us would have wanted to know the answers to that, of why you turned up from the first whistle and just put no application in at all. You didn't even do an individual performance. You wouldn't help out your teammates. And that's been showing with the eye test throughout the season. He loses the ball, arms get thrown up in the air, no tracking back, no, not even helping out your teammates. This is a team game, and you're not prepared to help out your teammates.
But we can all see that. We can all see that. Right, and that's why it's baffling he's done that. But I'll finish on this note, right? I wouldn't put it all on his PR team and the people around him. Marcus Rashford knows what he's doing.
Well, he should be fully in control of what he's doing day to day.
Marcus Rashford is.
And off the pitch as well. You'd like to think that. But you never know with the football players these days. They all live in a bubble.
No, but, I look at Marcus Rashford, his body language. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's part of that yesterday. He wasn't dragged into that. He is part of that PR and everything else what's going on in the background. Unfortunately, Marcus Rashford lost focus a long time ago, and I don't think he'll get it back. And I think people will look at it and go, where's your commitment? It's not on the pitch, it's off the pitch. And at the end of the day, he'll be moved on. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, if you look at his performances now, do you see the same hunger as to the Marcus Rashford who broke through into the first team when he was about 18 years of age? It's totally gone. It's distant memory. But one of the first things I did think of after that interview was Sir David Brailsford. You know, this is a man who's intoxicated. It's like an addiction in sports performance, elite level, in working out how people's minds work, the body works. And I wondered what he'd think listening to that interview with the amount of knowledge that he's got in speaking to sportsmen across all different sports.
Well, I look at this with Marcus Rashford. Play Manchester City. Two things there. Relentless. We have to be 90 minutes relentless. If he's playing, is anyone out there confident he's going to be relentless, going to be committed for 90 minutes throughout the game? Is there anything in Marcus Rashford you've seen in 6 months what tells you he's going to put his body on the line? I don't see him putting his body on the line. All I see Marcus doing on the pitch, and I've told you time and time again, he doesn't tackle. He pretends to jump in the air. He gets touched on the face, touched on the body. He's down on the floor. He's frightened to death of being tackled, getting himself injured. So where's that commitment? I am fearful, right, that this is how it's going to be for Marcus Rashford, because I don't see how it's going to change. I'm hoping, my God, I do hope that he puts it in against City on Sunday and that it's changed. And you just never know. He might have come out after doing that video there on YouTube.
Things off his chest.
Right? You just don't know. But there's nothing in what I've seen what tells me he's going to change. And it's a big day for Marcus Rashford. He has put that much pressure on himself, right, for this game, and the scrutiny on him is going to be as big as I've seen it on any player for a long, long time, regardless of the score. Win, lose, don't matter.
Win, lose or draw. And just to finish on this, no Premier League matchup has seen more away wins than the Manchester derby. So let's hope that continues, or that actual stat applies to Sunday with Manchester United being the away team.
Well, that's
all I can hope for.
Well, that's the thing about Derby Day, isn't it? You know, form can go out the window, but lately it's not gone out the window, and we're just hoping that it does. But it's down to United to put the effort in. And like I say, there's a few little worries for United, and they have to stay solid. And solid from the very first minute to the very last minute.
No, the commitment as well. That's a big, big thing I'm going to be looking for in the Manchester derby. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm nervous. I've got knots in my stomach, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the game to see how the manager and the players do handle this pressure. So
I'm tired now.
Are you tired?
I'm tired worrying about it. I was excited when I started. Now I'm sort of tired to say I need to sleep.
Well,
because I know I'm not getting to sleep.
Yeah, I'll put you to bed and read you a bedtime story about the past. How about that? Okay, make sure you're revitalised going into the derby on Sunday. Just like to thank everyone for joining us, getting involved in today's chat. If you've enjoyed today's video and you'd like to support the channel, leave a like on the video, and we'll be back straight after the derby on Sunday with our match reaction. let's hope we've got that 3 points, because you'll see big, big smiles here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Reds, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.